Gaylord on the track. Your next position will be Rich Woodland, and then number 12, Dan Obrist. But that guy right there, number 77, Mike Chase out of Concord, North Carolina. The Ford credit, Ford chart by Marion, Ford Thunderbird. Again, part of the Steve Sellers stables, out there doing just one fantastic job as he pulls away literally from everyone but Gary Collins, number 28. Probably, again, one of the fastest cars on the track. And, again, 14 laps down. White flag out here as the Ford Thunderbird motors smoothly. A lot different than the race in April when the car went sour, the ladder going into the race, and did not win. But this guy will mark up another win in the Winston West Division, making that long flight from Concord, North Carolina. Make it worthwhile, ladies and gentlemen. There he is. Give him a hand. Mike Chase, your winner of the CarQuest Auto Parts AC Spark Plug 250.
Well, it's been a great race tonight here at Maceman Raceway. Randy, a great show with the Winston West drivers.
Absolutely. 250 laps of competition. And again, Mike Chase bides his time, saves the race car, and at the back end of this deal, he drives out and picks up the win.
Ernie Cope had a tough night, led most of the race, but he didn't lead that last lap, Larry.
No, and that's the one that counts. And I talked to the crew chiefs earlier in the night, and they said they weren't concerned about the lead that Cope had or that Doug George had early. They thought Chase was going to be strong at the very end. Boy, thank God for yellow flags for Mike Chase.
July 4th, not to be the best race weekend, but once again, lines of people waiting for Mike to come up and do an autograph session. Remembering about reading about him in Winston Cup scene in his rookie run in the Winston Cup Series.
Being able to get the opportunity to go back there and meet with all the Ford people and being there, we was there 3 days, and I got see some sights that I didn't really expect to see. It was really interesting. The folks that I got to meet there, I got to meet Tom Ellerman, Lee Morris, sit down and met those two gentlemen, and Cliff Ivory over the pickup situation there. And Cliff was doing a super truck deal. It was showed me a lot of stuff, took me in some places that normally most people don't get a chance to see. So I felt it was a very productive meeting, especially with a chance to sit and talk to Lee Morris. Lee understands that I really moved back east to go Winston Cup racing, and I'm looking at the pickup situation now because of how it's going over with the public. I mean, everybody's into this pickup deal, you know, and they're the national television, and, you know, they're talking 25, 30 races next year. So I'm interested in doing a pickup deal for a long-term deal if it does happen. Still interested in Winston Cup, man. I mean, really and truthfully, that's where my heart lies, you know, and if I get that opportunity to get back there, I'm darn sure going to do it.
Mike, Steve told me you guys got a peek at the new prototype truck for Ford next year, and Steve swears this may be the vehicle to beat in super trucks next year.
Well, you know, I got back there somewhere in the back room somewhere and see some stuff, and I was pretty impressed with what I seen. You know, it was pretty neat that Ford would give me the tour that they did, and Steve, and what we've seen I like a lot, you know. I guess all the competitors have to wait till Ford comes out with their new vehicle, but it was a really shiny unit.
Alrighty.
And as you can see, a lot of potentially exciting things in the works for Sellers Motorsports and one of our favorite West Coast drivers, Mike Chase. We'll monitor the progress and update you on future editions of Trackside.
We had a real good time going back to Detroit. We had our second straight win, as you know. I think Ford was a little bit surprised to hear from some West Coast racers.
I don't know. I'm not sure if they knew we were out there, but after our little trip, they definitely know we're out there, and we're pretty happy with the Ford first, second, third, and fourth in Denver, and with our pole and our first place at Bakersfield. They pretty much talked to us about trucks. We got to see the new design on the Ford trucks, at least the NASCAR Super Truck. Some of the attempts at the design. They're not quite through with it yet. It was all pretty much hush and very secret, so we can't tell you what it's going to look like, but it ought to be pretty impressive when they're finally through with the wind tunnel test and everything else. Should be the car to beat next year. We're going to hold back. They advised us to hold back on building a car for this year until the new design came out, which is pretty much what we planned on doing from other conversations with people in Ford Motor Company on as far as the trucks go. But we're hoping to go for the rest of the season with Mike on Winston West, and maybe get a couple of cup races in. We've got a brand new, I'm not sure if I told you, we've got a brand new Hutcherson-Pagan Thunderbird. He's through with the chassis, and now I believe it's David McKay has it. He's building a new downforce 95 Thunderbird body on it. We're going to leave the car back there for probably about another month to have as much done on the back in Charlotte area, and pretty much have it come to us almost as complete as we can get it. We've got some major engine work through Robert Yates. We're getting some new heads from him for two motors, and so we're going to have 5 or 6 really good motors for just right towards the end of the year when we think we're going to need them most.
So we're talking basically Cup. We're in Phoenix and
Atlanta. That's what we're hoping for. The Atlanta is kind of, you know, if we have the time, if we get the sponsorship, and if everything works out. But Phoenix is a definite because it's on the Winston West circuit, so we fully intend to be there.
Jimmy Bow, the veteran from Portland, Oregon, now living in Asheville, North Carolina. Until they put some more pressure on us. As we come out of turn for 4, your leader, Garrett Evans, in second, 58
He had been running extremely well, and the Bakersfield, California driver takes the RKM Transportation Carrera Shop Ford Thunderbird on the pit lane as they change some local roads. No competition.
July 15th, Saugus Speedway. After our 20th place finished at Portland, we moved on. We qualified third and finished 12th, Mike dropping out at 141 laps of 200 with another valve problem. July 22nd, Tucson Raceway Park, Tucson, Arizona. The long-dreaded announcement is made. Mike Chase is signed to race for the Sears Die Hard Racing Team in all the rest of the 1995 Sears Craftsman Super Truck Series races. So we had 2 races left with Mike, Tucson and Altamont, and it would have brought us exactly to our 7-race deal. After qualifying 8th and finishing 12th at Tucson, we then moved on August 10th for testing at Altamont Raceway, Mike's last race with us, and an opportunity to get the cars perfectly set up so we could have a good performance in our own backyard. Friday, August 10th, Altamont Raceway Park. 104 degrees, slick racetrack, but SMS Motorsports is here to get the car set up and prepared for the race just 10 days from this date with Mike Chase in his last appearance. Tragedy strikes. With a damaged car, a decision has to be made. We can take the car back to the shop, ascertain what the damage is, and decide whether to bring the backup car tomorrow to test again or to bring this car back repaired. SMS Motorsports Shop, the 10th of August, Friday night. As you can see, the damage is severe to the car. A decision is made. This car can't be repaired to go back due to the fact that the front end clip is bent. So the decision has to be decided on which car will go back. The Coca-Cola car is chosen to go, number 49. And provisions are being made to set the car up for tomorrow's test at Altamont Raceway on Saturday. Mike had to change his plans to go back to Charlotte with the commitments to the Sears Die Hard team. After phone calls were made, that was arranged, and we began to prepare things for the next day's test. Saturday, August 11th, the transporter arrives at the track with the 49 car in it. The crew has worked most of the night to prepare the car for today's test. One of the challenges today on this racetrack, with the weather conditions being similar, will be how the car reacts. This is a super speedway car, and it's had a tendency to act tight at every racetrack it's been at this year. So Mike's challenge will be to set the car up so he can have the car come to the racetrack during the race. Sunday, August 20th. Our last race with Mike has finally arrived. Temperature is 20 degrees less than it was when we did our test, but the weather conditions are sunny and perfect. And this began our final run.
This is the 49 car out of Concord, North Carolina. Many-year veteran Mike Chase. Mike Chase out of Concord, North Carolina, driving the Yelpin Ford Bulla Exhaust TPD Ford Thunderbird.
This would be one of Mike's most dramatic races, starting in the 12th starting position and getting caught in a wreck in the beginning of the race. He brought the car back to second from being 2 laps down.
Flag stand tells the boys keep it nice and easy. Yellowland moves into the 3rd position, then the double zero car of Scott Gaylord in position number 4. Single file down the front straightaway into turns 1 and 2 down the back straightaway. Has also gone into the pit area. So a bit of strategy going on the 5th place. The 5th place 90 car, Joe Heath, going into the pits. Obviously, that on the previous pit stop that none of them took all 4, that they only took 2 because all our major leaders are in there now to take the other 2 tires that are available to them. George, the leader, Dan Oberst running second. They're the only 2 cars on the lead lap. They both got fresh rubber. So obviously he's got some type of a problem at the moment, even though he is under power.
Obus having trouble in 3-4. Obus getting sideways down with Burt. He's getting tangled up with him. Culver getting up in the mix. Cope getting nailed up. The yellow flag comes out.
And Obus trying to get free to get back down to that yellow flag before going a lap down. Doesn't look like he's going to make it. 37 of George takes that yellow, the 12 of Obus with a flat right rear tire.
Doug George still the leader. Chase running in second place. The number 12 car, Obus, now in third. The green flag flies. George back in the lead. Heath drops down in the bottom and puts himself between the leader and the second place car of Chase. Chase goes a bit low coming off before it comes down in the dirt. Now he gets up right. Chase looking to make the pass. And now it's just Chase in the leader. 25 laps to go. Mike Chase trying to run down Doug George. And Chase taps away as he comes off the pole. Chase a little bit heavy on the pole coming off the pole. He should be giving a little love tap.